Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So in the last video we talked about when's a good time to buy a stock, and now we're going to talk about when's a good time to sell a stock. Maybe that stock price just kept going down, maybe it went up a lot, now you're kind of wondering, should I sell out? Is this company still undervalued? You're just kind of having second thoughts. And keep in mind, this is just going to apply to individual stocks. As for ETF and index funds, as I've said in many videos, they're a little bit different. You can hold ETFs and index funds basically forever, and I personally don't see a real reason to sell out of those funds unless you need the money. In some cases, people buy a stock and they see it's going up a few dollars. Maybe it went from 200 to 205 or something along those lines. And they say, well, I just made money. Let me just sell and take the money and run. That's good enough. Let's be done with it. And that's okay if you're a day trader or a swing trader and that's your goals and you just want to get in and out like that. But if you're a long-term investor, that's not the best strategy to have. And I'm going to go over an example as to why. This example is going to go back to Apple because every example in every video I use just goes back to Apple, right? Basically, there were three founders of Apple: Jobs, Wozniak, and Wayne. Well, Wayne had a 10% stake in Apple, and he sold his shares back 12 days after the company went live to Jobs and Wozniak. And he sold that shares holding for $800. And if he held on to that, those shares would be worth almost $100 billion today. Go Ronald. I'm sure Ronald Wayne would love to be able to go back in time and not make that decision that he made and hold on to those shares because he'd have a lot more money. Another thing people might do is just wait for a little bit of a longer gain, like they might want to double their money. But going back to the Ronald Wayne situation, even if he doubled his money from 800 to 1600, that doesn't even begin to amount to the 100 billion that he lost out on. And then there's some people that see a stock's just flat. And they say maybe it's gone up $3, $4, $5, maybe it's gone down $3, $4, $5, maybe it's gone down $50, and you're just kind of saying like, you know what, this isn't worth it, let's just move on to the next stock. And that's not really the best move because you go back to your plan that you made, you want to have a long-term outlook. And let's say that stock did actually decline by $50 or $100, and you bought into that stock at $200 and now it's $150 or $100, and the business model hasn't changed, the balance sheet hasn't gotten out of whack, everything is kind of set in stone. Wouldn't you want to buy more of that company? Let's say you wanted to buy a new iPhone, and the iPhone was on sale, or not on sale, but it was just retail at $7.99, and you couldn't get to the store that day, it was a busy week at work, there was some excuse as to why you couldn't get there. So you go the following Monday, and you see that iPhone's on sale now for $6.99. Are you going to walk out and be like, well, you know, I really wanted to pay that extra $100 for that iPhone. I really think I should wait until it goes back up. No, you're not going to say that. And it's the same thing with stocks. If you buy a stock at $200 and you liked it and you were going to get it anyway, and then it drops to $100, and again, there's no major issue that occurred in that time frame, wouldn't you just want to buy more and be excited that you got a deal? Imagine if you bought Tesla stock at $250, and then when it went down to 180, you were just like, you know, I've had enough. It's been kind of up and down for a while now. I just really don't have interest in this stock. I don't think it's going to make me any money. Let's just get out of it. But instead of doing that, you decided when it went down to 200, you bought a little bit more. When it went down to 180, a little bit more. You would have made out very well because Tesla, I believe, is right around $800 at the filming of this video. I believe. I'll post it on the screen, but I think it's about $800. Anyway, to get back on track here, when do you want to sell out of a stock? When is the right time? Is there a right time? Warren Buffett says his favorite time period to hold a stock is forever. But even him, as he sold out his airline shares a couple weeks ago, there's always a situation when he's going to sell out. One scenario where I would sell out of the stock is I just don't like the business model. I don't like the direction the company's going in. Maybe the balance sheet all out of whack. They took out a lot of debt that they didn't need to, and just that company isn't going in the direction I thought it was. Maybe the CEO changed and it's not someone that I'm really too fond of. Basically, the fundamentals become not fun. When those things in the business start to go down, that's when I start to become skeptical, and that's when I really start thinking about selling out. Another reason I would sell out a stock is when I believe it might have become a little bit overvalued. Say if the price in the stock had gone up a lot in a very short period of time and there wasn't any real news about the company that came out, there was no new product, there was nothing ramped up, no production was ramped up or anything, I don't think I would hang on to it because it's just overvalued. That's the bottom line. And I know I just said that, but that's the truth. it could be viewed as being a little bit greedy, just hang on to it and just thinking it's going to keep going up, 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 and up. Granted, if I have a very long-term outlook on a stock and I think, okay, maybe in the short term this will dip back down, but over the next 30 years this is going to go up and I'm going to make a lot more money as opposed to if I sold out of these shares today, then I'll hold on. But if it's not like that, I would not hang on to that stock personally. And then the last reason I would sell out of a stock is when they have a very up-and-coming competitor. Imagine owning JCPenney or Macy's and then you see in your rearview mirror that Amazon's coming up. That's a good reason to sell out of a stock, because if you looked at Amazon like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe, you would see that they're up and coming. And in this day and age, everyone's buying things online. Why would you go to the store, especially today with all of this going on? There's no reason to go out in public when you can just buy it online and it'll be there in 2 days. Maybe not today. I mean, Amazon's Prime's working off basically 2 weeks right now. But you get the idea. When a competitor's up and coming and really has a chance to be a major player in that industry, and I own that other side, which I say, ooh, this is not a stock that's going to do that great because of this one that's up and coming, that's a reason to get out. And saying that, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys were able to take some of these in consideration if you were thinking about selling stocks or if you had sold stocks, and in the future you'll be able to use these ideas to help you make better decisions. And I will see you guys in the next video.